You're literally screwing yourself over. And you don't even realize it, the harder you try to sleep. You're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, mind racing like a hamster on a wheel. The more you try to act confident, you come off like a cringy actor in a bad commercial. The more you chase happiness, the more it slips through your fingers like sand on a windy beach. And maybe you've been told, just try harder, push through, grind more, fix it with effort. But what if I told you that's the exact thing making it worse? You think the solution is to try harder. That's the trap, because effort isn't always the answer. Sometimes, it's the problem in disguise. It's not about laziness. You care. You want to do better. You're putting in the work, but your brain, bless its overprotective little circuits, has confused effort with emergency. Your nervous system is in fight or flight over stuff that shouldn't be life or death. So when you push harder, you're telling your brain, we're in danger, sound the alarm. And that, right there, is where everything unravels. There's actually a name for this bizarre effect. And once you know it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. It's called the law of inverse effort. Philosopher Alan Watts explained it like this: when you try to stay on the surface of the water, you sink. But when you try to sink, you float. It's poetic, but also scientific, and surprisingly practical. Still scratching your head? Let's break it down in internet terms. Trying to stop overthinking is like trying to unsee your most cringe middle school moment. The harder you shove it out of your mind, the more it moonwalks back in. It's like your brain is a rebellious toddler. Say don't think about pink elephants, and what happens? Pink, freaking elephants. This is the inverse law in action. The more desperately you want calm, confidence, or control, the more your effort backfires. Because your brain sees your trying as proof that something is wrong. Trying becomes a form of panic, and panic never leads to peace. But wait, there's science to this. Isn't just philosophical fluff. We've got hard data to back it up. A study from UC Santa Barbara asked people to not think about certain words while doing a memory task. Seems simple, right? Except their performance tanked. They got more anxious, and parts of their brain tied to problem solving literally shut down. Overthinking didn't just make them distracted, it made them worse at everything. Translation: trying to control your mind too much doesn't just waste your energy. It can actually make you dumber in the moment. This is why anxious people lose arguments they had rehearsed in their heads. Why athletes choke under pressure. Why you blank out during a presentation you practiced 10 times. Because trying too hard sends the message, I'm not safe unless I'm perfect, and that message ruins everything. So, what does this look like in real life? Now that you know what the inverse law is, you're gonna start noticing it in the wild. Let me walk you through a few scenarios. And tell me if this hits a little too close to home. You try to impress someone on a date. You overthink your outfit, memorize clever lines, Google funny conversation starters. And then, you show up sounding like an awkward tour guide in your own life. That's inverse effort. Or take sleep, you're beyond exhausted. But now you're lying there like a burrito of stress, forcing yourself to relax. And boom, it's 3:12 a.m., and you're deep in a fake argument with your 9th grade math teacher. That's inverse effort. Even joy can't escape this law. You hype yourself up for a party, tell yourself you will have fun, put on your most extroverted smile. But inside, you feel faker than a TikTok ad for crystals. Because joy doesn't arrive on command. You can't force it. Trying to be happy is like tickling yourself. No matter how hard you try, it just doesn't land. Are you like this too? Let's zoom in a little more. Ever done any of this? You want to be funny. You overthink the punchline. You want to be confident. You script every gesture. You want to be calm. You obsessively track your heart rate. You want to have fun. You keep checking if you're having fun. You want to be liked. You shapeshift until you don't recognize yourself. That's inverse effort. And it doesn't just show up in the big stuff. It's in the micro moments too, like job interviews, first dates, public speaking. Or even casual texts. Should I add a period, an emoji, both, or neither? We've been conditioned to think performance equals safety. But ironically, that performance creates pressure. And pressure kills presence. Okay, so what now? Here's what actually works. You can't bully your brain into chilling out, but you can outsmart it. These 4 hacks are dumb, simple, but deceptively powerful. Because they bypass the panic loop and speak your brain's true language, safety and play. Hack number 1. The NPC method. You're not the main character today. You're just an NPC, a non-playable character in someone else's video game. No pressure, no plot arc. You're just there to do your thing and vibe. Try saying, "I'm just an NPC today," then move through your day with that energy. Not performing, just existing. No internal monologue. No self-narration, just do the task. I've used this on stage, during podcasts, even in tough conversations. And every time, I'm more me because I'm not trying to prove I'm anything. Hack number 2, schedule your panic. Next time anxiety shows up, don't fight it. Give it an appointment. Set a 5-minute timer. Say, "Okay, brain. You've got 5 minutes. Go wild. Freak out. Be the drama queen you were born to be. Let it rant. Let it spiral. Then ding. Time's up. Back to life." What just happened? You put your anxiety in a container. You gave it space without letting it take over the entire room. That's power. Hack number 3, the 1% rule. You don't need to feel 100% confident. Just fake 1% chill. Walk into the room like you care 1% less. Speak like you're 1% more detached. Hold your posture like someone who's 1% already over it. This subtle shift is enough to confuse your nervous system, because your body follows your lead, and your brain follows your body. Suddenly, you're not faking confidence, you're building it one tiny percent at a time. Hack number 4, the goldfish trick. Made a mistake, messed up a line, tripped over your words. Be the goldfish. Literally picture a goldfish in your mind, then say, "I'm a goldfish now." Goldfish don't hold on to shame. They don't replay awkward moments in the shower. They forget, they reset, they move. Let that be your superpower. Here's something most people don't know about me. I bombed my first TEDx talk. I overprepared, scripted every pause, practiced in the mirror like I was auditioning for a role. And guess what? I came off robotic, flat, disconnected. I could feel the audience pulling away. And when I walked off stage, I knew. I had followed every how to present guide and still blew it. But on my second TEDx talk, I did something radical. I whispered to myself backstage, "You're not the star. You're the messenger." I used the NPC method. I pretended I was just delivering a package, this idea to the audience. No performance, just presence. And you know what happened? Standing ovation. The message landed because I finally got out of the way. Here's the truth. You don't need to be more perfect. You just need to try less but smarter. Because sometimes, the key to confidence isn't perfection. It's rebellion. Your brain says panic. You say, "Nah, I'm good. So now it's your turn." If you've ever overthought yourself into failure, comment NPC mode below. Let's make it a thing. Let's normalize showing up with zero pressure and still owning the moment. Tag someone who needs to stop trying so damn hard. Someone who deserves to breathe, reset, and flow. Because the paradox is real. The moment you let go, that's when everything clicks.